Hello, I hope you're well and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video where I finally get to sit down and thank you all from the very bottom of my heart for helping me to hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone for this booktube channel. It unfortunately fell at a time when life was truly lifing. There were a lot of holidays, there were a lot of birthdays, work picked up. It was that time of year where there's just a lot of things to be done around the house. And so, yeah, this is the first time I'm getting to sit down, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to thank you all, have a little catch up. When I started this channel, I didn't know that 10 people would care what I had to say about books. And then to, hit 100 and then 500 and now 1,000 subscribers is just mind-boggling to me. I know in the grand scheme of things there are YouTubers and booktubers whose channels are so much larger than this, but this has been a milestone I really have been eyeing and really wanting to achieve, and so I just want to thank every single one of you who's subscribed, who's taking the time out of their day to watch my videos, who's commenting, liking, engaging in whatever way with this channel. I really just want to thank you and let you know how much it actually means to me to have this little community here, because honestly everyone has been lovely. It's been very seldom for me to get any trolly comments, and everyone has just been supportive, especially of the times when I've had to take a step back to focus on life. And I never knew that was possible to build this little community here, so I did want to thank you all for that, and just encourage you to continue engaging with this channel, watching my videos, liking, commenting. It makes it so other people find my videos and my channel and can subscribe as well. So keep on being the lovely individuals that you are. But I did want to sit down and chat and mark this occasion. So one of the things that I'd always kind of told myself I would do when I hit 1,000 subscribers was a Q&A. And I know I did the booktuber bio tag not that long ago, but now is your chance to ask me anything, be a little bit nosy, share your questions in the comment section of this video, and once I feel like I have enough to actually create a video, I will film that and share a little bit more about myself. Literally anything. It does not have to be specific to books. It can be whatever you might have questions about me. I know personally I love Q&As and ask me anythings because I'm just nosy, okay? I love it. So yeah, share your questions, bookish or not, in the comment section, and I will film that video, hopefully fairly soon. So next I want to talk about something that has also been in the works behind the scenes. It's something that for a long time I said I wanted to do when I hit 1,000 subscribers, but there was a minute there where it didn't seem like that was ever going to happen. And so I started working on it anyway. And fortuitously, my working on it coincided with hitting this milestone. So I am excited to announce that I am launching my own Substack. And for anyone who doesn't know what Substack is, it's essentially a newsletter platform, and you share, your writing on a whole bunch of topics. But I wanted to create a Substack that tied into this channel in the way that it is authentic to me and what's important to me, but also had value. It wasn't a case of like, oh, if you'd seen my video, there's no point in subscribing to my Substack, or vice versa. I wanted it to feel like this little ecosystem and community, and I feel like I've maybe achieved that. You guys will have to let me know. But I want to announce the launch of Vox Feminina Books, my Substack. It is free to subscribe. You don't have to like have a Substack login. I'll put the link in the description box, but you essentially just put in your email address and then you will get the newsletters when I send them out in your inbox. And Vox Feminina Books is women's voices, and it is a place where I get to celebrate books, history, culture, through this like feminist lens that is so ingrained in who I am and is so important to me. It is, this place where I plan to share curated lists, to spotlight female authors and lesser known historical figures. It's a place where I'll share book reviews and I'll write essays on books, history, culture, whatever tickles my fancy, that's kind of through that lens. The thought that throughout most of history women was anonymous is one of the things that has always stuck with me. And so I want to create a place where I can celebrate women authors who are writing about women's experiences and also historical figures, and also, do a little bit of that research and essay writing that has always been really important to me, and not necessarily something that I've had an outlet for since graduating college a million years ago now. As I said, I will put the link in the description box. It is free to subscribe. And while there isn't much there right now, the first newsletter will go out the first Sunday in June, which I believe is actually June 1st. And then there will be a newsletter out every Sunday thereafter. So I'm very excited about it. I've been kind of hyping myself up. But I do hope that you will subscribe and that it's something that you'll enjoy as much as I've enjoyed thus far. I've written 4 or 5 of the newsletters already. Like, I've been clacking away in the background. And yeah, I'm just very, very excited about it and hope you will be too. And additionally, I did want to catch you up just a little bit on what I've been reading. I will be honest, because life has been lifing, I've started books and I haven't finished them. So my mission in May is to finish the books that I have started, because all of them have been enjoyable. It's just a case of life was lifing, and yeah, I just didn't have the bandwidth to do what I wanted to do. That is going to change this month. We're going to make it a priority. We're going to prioritize my reading life for a change. But one of the books that I started reading was Catherine the Great by Robert K. Massie, which I was doing a buddy read with Charlotte and Gloria, and I failed epically. I haven't finished the book yet. It is a reread for me, so there is that. But that was a Women's History Month read for us. So that was back in March, and I still haven't finished it. I'm listening to it as an audiobook, and enjoying it, but yeah, I want to finish it. I want to finish it. I'm sorry, Charlotte and Gloria. I kind of dropped the ball there, but for anyone who knows me on this channel, Russian history fascinates me. It's what I studied in school. Catherine the Great is probably my ultimate historical girl crush. So I'm really enjoying rereading this, and I feel like you get a little something more every time you reread a book. So I feel like I'm like catching things that I didn't necessarily catch before, and it's just really enjoyable. And I know from when I was really active with the buddy read, it's been nice to actually hear Charlotte and Gloria's reactions to reading it for the first time. So that is on my to-do list to finish this month. And additionally, I also started listening to the audiobook A History of Women in 101 Objects by Annabelle Hirsch, which I heard about it first by Madeline Olivia, who is like a lifestyle vegan cooking YouTuber. She'd mentioned it, and the whole concept is that each chapter is essentially an essay on a particular object and how it relates to women's history. So what's interesting about the audiobook is that each of the chapters is then narrated by a famous actress, an author, a politician, a scientist, just like this amazing cast of women. And it was quite the undertaking, it sounds like, but it has been so good so far, and so I really want to finish that. I will say the one that has stood out to me right now is the Lilith Amulet, which, despite the fact that I went to Catholic school for 8 years, or maybe because I went to Catholic school for 8 years, I didn't know somehow that Adam had a wife before Eve, Lilith, who is often demonized. And so it was talking about this amulet and the history behind it, and it was just absolutely fascinating. So it's those types of interesting objects that are being discussed in this book. So I really, really, really want to finish that as well. And then lastly, I also started listening to Medusa by Nataly Gruedner. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. And that is kind of a novel in the style of Circe, where it's taking this mythological being who is often villainized and vilified, and telling her story through this feminist lens, giving her voice and agency. And I have also been really enjoying that and need to pick it up. I own it both as a physical book and have been listening to it as an audiobook. And while I will say there is a trigger warning for sexual assault, it has been fascinating to see the portrayal of not only Medusa, but her sisters, the other Gorgons, who I didn't know really there were other Gorgons. And then also the way that Athena is depicted, and the origin story of how Medusa becomes the monster in the myths. So that has been really entertaining, and I want to finish that. So that's also on my list for this month. So we'll see how well I do there. But anyway, I feel like I've blathered on per usual long enough, so I'm going to go. But again, once again, thank you so much for subscribing to this channel and for staying with me on this journey. I truly appreciate it. If you're at all interested in that Substack, as I described it, the link is in the description box. That subscription also would mean the world to me if it's up your alley. And yeah, I'll be back next week. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye!